It is getting close to the most wonderful time of the year, and personally, my absolute favorite time of the year. Christmas. Everyone knows Santa Claus, the red suit, the white beard, the reindeer, the gifts under the tree. But Santa's story is far older, stranger, and deeper than the cheerful character we celebrate today. The Santa we know is the final result of nearly 2,000 years of history, mythology, religion, storytelling, politics, and even clever advertising. In this video, we're going all the way back to the beginning, from ancient legends to the modern North Pole. This is the complete story of how Santa Claus became who he is today. Santa's journey begins with a real man, Saint Nicholas of Myra, born around the year 270 in what is now Turkey. Nicholas was raised in a wealthy family, but after his parents died, he dedicated his inheritance to helping the poor. He lived humbly and quietly, but his generosity became legendary. One of the most famous stories tells of three sisters whose father couldn't afford dowries. Without help, the girls faced a life of slavery. Nicholas visited their home in secret at night and dropped bags of gold coins inside. In some versions, the coins fell down the chimney and landed in stockings hung by the fire. This tiny detail, told and retold for centuries, became one of the most famous Christmas traditions in the world. As a bishop, Nicholas became famous for protecting children and the vulnerable. After his death, his legend grew across Europe, and he became a symbol of kindness and miraculous generosity. For centuries, December 6th, St. Nicholas Day, was celebrated with gift-giving, especially for children. But at this stage, he was still nothing like our modern Santa. He was a serious, religious figure, not a jolly one. When Christianity spread across Northern Europe, St. Nicholas blended with older pagan traditions, especially Norse mythology. The Norse god Odin was a winter deity with a long white beard who rode a flying eight-legged horse across the sky during midwinter festivals. Children would leave food out for Odin's horse, hoping for gifts in return. Over time, these traditions mixed. The fatherly bishop and the magical winter god began to merge, forming the early blueprint of a mystical gift-giver. By the Middle Ages, St. Nicholas traditions spread across the continent. In the Netherlands, he became Sinterklaas, a tall, dignified bishop in red robes, riding a white horse and delivering gifts to children. Dutch children placed their wooden shoes by the fireplace, and Sinterklaas filled them with sweets and small presents. When Dutch settlers arrived in America in the 1600s, they brought Sinterklaas with them. English speakers slowly transformed the name into Santa Claus, but the character still wasn't finalized. He didn't have reindeer, a red suit, or a North Pole workshop. Those details were yet to come. The biggest transformation happened in 1823 with the publication of the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, better known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." This single poem permanently shaped Santa's image. It introduced almost every feature we associate with him today. A magical sleigh, 8 flying reindeer, Santa entering homes through the chimney, his round belly and cheerful personality, his ability to deliver gifts in one night. The poem took Santa from a religious figure and turned him into a whimsical, magical character. Then came the work of Thomas Nast, an American cartoonist who illustrated Santa for magazines in the mid-1800s. Nast gave Santa his fluffy beard, his red and white suit, his belt, and his round figure. Nast also created the idea of Santa living at the North Pole, running a workshop staffed by elves and keeping a naughty or nice list. This was the birth of the Santa lore we know today, and it was entirely created in drawings. But the most iconic version of Santa, the one recognized worldwide, came in the 1930s, when Coca-Cola hired artist Haden Sundblom to create their holiday advertisements. Sundblom used Nast's Santa as inspiration and painted him as warm, joyful, grandfatherly, and human. His red suit became bright and modern, his beard full and fluffy, his face friendly and glowing with kindness. These images spread across the world, and the modern Santa was officially born. But Santa's story includes far more than his origins. To understand him fully, we need to explore how he interacted with other holiday traditions, including one of the most iconic symbols of Christmas, the Christmas tree. For many people, Santa and the Christmas tree feel inseparable, but the Christmas tree actually began as a tradition long before Santa. Its roots go back thousands of years to pagan winter festivals. Ancient cultures used evergreen trees as symbols of life during the darkest, coldest months of winter. In medieval Germany, people decorated trees with apples, nuts, and candlelight to celebrate hope and renewal. When German immigrants brought the tree tradition to America in the 1800s, it spread slowly at first. But as Christmas became more family-centered, the tree became a natural place to gather, a symbol of warmth, light, and celebration. So how did Santa and the tree become connected? As American Christmas traditions merged, Santa's role as the bringer of gifts eventually placed him directly beneath the Christmas tree. In early stories, he left presents in shoes or stockings. But in households with trees, families placed stockings nearby, and over time, children began finding presents under the branches instead. The tree became Santa's delivery point, the magical place where gifts appeared overnight. By the 1900s, illustrations and advertisements consistently showed Santa surrounded by decorated trees, making it seem like the two traditions had always belonged together. The 20th century added even more layers. Mrs. Claus appeared in American stories in the late 1800s, giving Santa a warm, supportive partner. In 1939, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was invented as part of a Christmas promotional booklet, later becoming one of the most famous holiday characters of all time. Christmas movies helped too, from early black and white films to modern classics, shaping Santa into a universal symbol of joy and generosity. Today, Santa is celebrated in dozens of different forms around the world. In Iceland, he becomes the Yule Lads. In Italy, a witch named La Befana delivers gifts. In Spain, children receive presents from the Three Wise Men. In Finland, Santa is known as Joulupukki, living in the north long before the American version. Despite the differences, the core idea is the same everywhere: a magical figure who rewards kindness and brings hope during winter. What makes Santa so powerful is not the history or the myth, it's what he represents. Santa began as a real man performing quiet acts of generosity. Over centuries, that spirit was reshaped through religion, folklore, imagination, and culture. He became a symbol of childhood wonder, kindness, magic, and the idea that giving creates joy. Santa Claus is not just a story. He's a reminder that legends grow from simple acts of kindness, and that a single good deed can echo for thousands of years. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of Santa Claus and want more stories, explanations, and holiday mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. If you are watching this on Christmas Eve, then Merry Christmas to you all. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.